Hey everyone, TimaeuSS. Welcome to another Artery Gear video. So this is the first video for the new upcoming series, Ryza Collaboration Preparation Series. So with the Nina banner ending in about 5 days and 13 hours when this video is posted, the arterygear.info team as well as myself on this channel will be preparing you for everything you need to know about the Ryza collaboration that's coming up. So starting out every single day, from today, I'll be uploading one video about the Ryza event. So whether it be unit overview, where to farm, currencies, team optimization, and how to deal with the EX bosses. So starting out today, we have the Ryza unit overview. So Ryza, as we have here on the JP server, is a limited unit, one of the first, actually the first collab unit that we ever get in Artery Gear. So she will not come back as of now. That we didn't have any reruns for JP or CN for collab units, so it's truly limited. And the good thing about that is it only takes 90 pulls to pity her versus the 200 that we usually need to pull towards the exchange. So 90 pulls is enough, and of course you can use your gems, you can exchange your red tickets for those pulls, so there's no worry about not being able to pull them if you don't have the right collab currency. It's all exchangeable. So let's take a look at Ryza as a unit. Personally, I feel Ryza is quite strong, especially as one of the earlier collab units that we have. Her S1 is a single target unit that does 106 damage, or if you upgrade it, does a bit more, but it's single target, and it has a chance to apply debuff, which is the marking debuff. The marking debuff increases the target's damage taken by 15%. Okay, and if you level this up, it's a 75% chance to apply that debuff. But the crazy thing about that is it ignores the effectiveness check or the accuracy check. So even if you have 0 accuracy or the enemy has 100 more resist than you, it ignores that, which is quite crazy. Her S2 is what makes her really insane. Okay, her skill 2 is basically she has a damage sharing ability in your team. A position 1 unit takes 30% damage from Ryza. So essentially it's a 30% damage reduction for Ryza, and that damage goes to the position 1 unit. So you put your tank or you put someone you don't care about to sacrifice. So this makes Ryza essentially 30% more tanky, and it's pure damage mitigation, right? And also every time an ally gets hit, she gets 20 energy, and when she reaches 100 energy, she attacks with an AoE attack that does 91%, 0.4%. Of course, it's upgraded. It can be higher or lower, depends on your upgrade level. And then it also has a 50% chance to apply defense down. Okay, it's really crazy. And if it crits, 20% more damage. So essentially, she is the cleaving destroyer. And she's also a counter to Della. If your enemy starts throwing AoEs at you, that's plus 80 energy, and at 100 she'll just use S2. So boom, she returns an AoE attack that has a chance to apply defense down, which is nuts. Her S3 is amazing as well. Basically, she gains 60 energy when she uses this. It's an AoE attack with decent multiplier, and it applies unbuffable as well as unhealable status for 2 turns. And then, of course, it applies an additional 42.4% of Ryza's attack as extra damage. And that damage has a 70% defense penetration. So basically, Ryza can be very defensive with the S2 and just stalling with the against the cleaves, or she can be extremely offensive by using S3 plus the bonus damage, which 70% of it is essentially a damage panned, and then when she crits again, she gets more damage. It's really insane. And then if she gets she kills a target with this skill, there's 50% chance for her to gain 20 energy. So you can see that she has bulk, right? Because you can build her tanky. She has the 30% damage reduction. She has damage from S3 with 2 really amazing debuffs, unhealable and unbuffable. Okay, And the S1 is decent in the sense that ignores resist to apply the marking debuff. So this is just her without her unique equipment. So let's take a look at her unique equipment. So you can get her unique equipment through the gacha. She doesn't use any of those bricks or anything, but rather these alchemist mats. I'll talk more about it in my future guides about her, but her unique equipment gives her stats in terms of attack, HP, and unfortunately gives her effectiveness. I don't think effectiveness is really important on Ryza, but it doesn't hurt to apply those debuffs, so it's fine. But let's take a look at her skills. So her first skill, so that is the level 1, and that gets applied already in the third skill that I was talking about. Basically, every time you kill a target, there's a 50% chance you get 20 energy from the S3. Her level 10 is quite good. So the I think it's still the S3, yes. That gives 70% defense penetration from the extra 42.4% attack extra damage that comes out from the S3. So you need Ryza to at least, in my opinion, reach level 10, which you can do if you get Ryza in 40 pulls, basically. And again, I'll explain that more in detail in the series when I talk about the pulls, how many pulls you need. And then level 20, she gains 30 instead of 20 when she kills a target with her S3, which I think is not important, and that's why it's okay to keep Ryza's unique equipment at level 19, so not level 20. And her level 30 is for the whales. Basically, you just get a 100% chance to get 30 energy when you kill someone with S3. Okay, so that's Ryza's. So in terms of the builds, there are multiple ways you can build Ryza. I am just using my Dela equipments on JP to showcase her, but essentially, you can do counter plus immunity. You build her a bit slow, so the enemy hits her team, and then Ryza just takes her turn to retaliate with the S2. And then because she's on immunity, she can be debuffed. There's damage mitigation, and it's fairly straightforward. There's also speed Ryza or attack set Ryza to abuse the fact that she can actually output a ton of damage with her S3. So she goes S3 pushed by potentially Alice. S3 does a ton of damage with the unique equipment, doing an extra 40% of her 42% of her attack. So let's say if she has 6k attack, it's going to be 3k more damage, and plus if it crits, it's even more, and 70% of that will be penetration. So she can actually deal a lot of damage. But why don't I take her to Arena? It's been a while since I've touched Arena in JP, so I'm lower ranked now. Yeah, look at that drop. So let's just take her and see how she fares. And you get to see some of the cool things she can do. And I'll show you one of the things that we can find of Ryza in the defense team, what we mean by the Ryza Volleyball special. So here we go, we can see that Alice can push Ryza. And again, I'm on a quite defensive set, so this is not going to be crazy damage. Oh, and I'll show you guys the animation in the next fight. But this is without crazy damage, right? You saw my stats is quite low, and was still able to output that much damage. So, of course, this is against a very weak team, so there's not going to be much going on. But let's take her to an enemy that has a Ryza team, so you can see the shenanigans that can happen when you put Ryza against Ryza. So I think, yeah, this will be a good team to showcase. So let's take a look. Alright, so here we go. Enemies goes first. Okay, so let's do... I actually want Hearin to heal, so let's do that. Okay, the Hearin Summer Skin is quite intense, if you know what I mean. Okay. Alright, so let's go with the Ryza special. So this is what I mean by if you have opposing Ryzas and you have a Ryza as well, everyone is going to be filling up in energy, and it's just gonna go volleyball into me, and I play volleyball back, and then tail volleyball back, and then I'll go again, and it's just absolutely hilarious to see. So if you're putting Ryza against Ryza, there's a basically it's a hilarious gear check, and sometimes if your other team members are squishy, essentially what will happen is the two Ryzas will play volleyball against each other, and then the rest of your team essentially just watches as they die. So you can see here that we're still going back and forth. Oh my goodness. But yes, that's essentially what I wanted to show you. And of course, I think my team, because I didn't push the right person and I didn't build Ryza aggressively for this, it's not going to do much. But I do like counter, because you can stack your Ryza quite slow, and every counter you do will guarantee her getting the more of the S2 off. But yes, let's stop that here. That is Ryza essentially. In my opinion, when she gets launched, she'll be in the arena almost right away, and she'll be used to battle some of the teams at the moment. Definitely, she stalls a bit better than Della, in my opinion, as opposed to right now Nina can just destroy Della. And of course, in PvE, she has huge amounts of use, especially in Raid. She is very, very strong in Raid. And in other game modes as well. And also in the EX boss, which I'll talk about later, Ryza is fantastic. And not to mention the free lifesteal and immunity set you get from the event, which essentially allows you to to use Ryza to almost a decent, very good potential for people that are just starting out. So anyhow, TimaeuSS here, and I'll see you guys in the next Ryza collaboration preparation video.